I'm starting dead last in the worst car possible on the grid, and our goal is to finish as high as possible, starting from P24, meaning 23 drivers are ahead of us. We need to make our way through the field without some crashes. Hopefully slice our way through the crowd as quickly and as swiftly as possible, and eventually make ourselves a race winner. And what better team to do this with an Italian team? Lamborghini is now in Formula 1 with yours truly as the #1 driver, and with a partnership with Mick Schumacher, who is now back in Formula 1 after a terrible stint at Haas. He is now up for some redemption here with the Italian team. Into qualifying we go, and we can see our teammate just opposite us in that pit box there outside of the garage as we wait for all the rest of the cars to kind of go out and set their own lap before we try and set a lap for our own, as our engineers wait for us to exit to the garage. And we can see our race engineer just up ahead of us as we decide to now leave the garage. Now for the first ever laps in this Lamborghini car. Anyways, we wait on the white line, waiting for the perfect time to go out for quali as all the other drivers begin to line up in behind our car in that bright neon green with the black. So it's time for us to exit the pit lane and start to set our first couple of laps in this qualifying session, as the rest of the cars all wait to exit as well after a bit of a traffic jam we've caused in the pit lane. But up ahead we are making our way through our outlap here, and oh boy, already not even 2 corners we've just put it onto the gravel. So the Ferrari and the Red Bull passing us there on the outlap, and there's the millions into the side of our car, and that is some damage to our side. But as we move on to our flying lap now, we are being caught by the Cadillac whilst on our lap, so that is not a good sign in terms of the pace of the Lamborghini here in 2026. But as we make our way through the final sector, we need to get it all right here. Decent braking with a damaged car, I might say to you as well. So if our time isn't the best, we still have an opportunity to improve if we do decide to box through the final corner a bit wide through the next corner now, and we've gone very wide there with a track limits violation. Our time will not count, so it's time for us to go back to the garage and try and start again. And after a very scary time back to the garage, crashing and again and surprisingly again spinning out with no one near us, we eventually make it back into the garage, ready to start our next lap now, as we are with 15 seconds left on the clock here. Let's make our way through one of the final few corners here into the right hand, and we lock up and we clip the wall there. Not good from us, but the lap was not invalidated. We still have to finish it. The time is up, 0 seconds left on the clock, up to the line. We are going to go, what time will we set? And it's going to be 5 seconds off the pace. That is not good for us, meaning that Hamilton on pole position for Australia, very different to the IRL Australia, where Hamilton qualified P7, where it's going to be a 1-2 for Ferrari. So it's good signs for them, as Mercedes don't have the best of qualifyings. But for us, this is the main focus for now. P23 and 24, we're going to have to do some serious upgrading to this Lamborghini if we want to get to where Ferrari are right now. And it's the Grand Prix day, looking all the way to the back of the grid instantly, and we are there in our red, white and black helmet, ready to race today. What position will we end up here as we go to the 5 red lights? And we are instantly off for the Australian Grand Prix. Hamilton getting away well up at the front, and he's getting under pressure from Charles Leclerc and Oscar Piastri behind, but focusing back to ourselves. There's yellow flags, Ocon off the track and 2 cars flipping over. It's Sainz and the Mercedes of Antonelli there. The safety car on lap 1 here in Melbourne. It's big stuff, and we are already up to P19. You can see the top left of our screen there, and that just means we need to cruise our way through and eventually maybe overtake an Aston Martin, which is not the fastest car on the grid this season. So along with that and the Cadillac, we could be on for a decent result in our first race. Now moving through, the safety car is going to come in this lap, and we spun it almost. A bit of a tank slap, but Alonso passes us, Perez passes us. We're down to P20 now. Not good stuff from us, a very rookie mistake from yours truly. But as we make our way through this final lap, we are going to head straight to the safety car restart, immediately on Perez, immediately on Alonso, but we cannot overtake before that bright white and black line to start lap 3. Up there we go, Perez moving over to defend. We are going to try and maybe slip through the middle of them, but we are a bit too far back, and the turning is not great there. But we might try something into the braking of turn 3. It's a very good corner for us, and we go around the outside and off Stroll as well. Can we get the move done? No, we can't. Just gonna have to sit behind him for now as we make our way through into sector 2 after this chicane here. Can we make a move on the Canadian? Round the outside we're going to go. Hulkenberg up ahead as well. Can we make it stick on Lance Stroll? We are losing the battery, using it to much effect here as we hang it around the outside of the Aston Martin. Can we finish off this overtake on Lance Stroll on the inside now for the rest of this turn? And it looks like we're just going to be able to get it done on the inside. Can we finish it off? Stroll hangs it round, and he's still holding dearly onto P17. Can we make a move into this next turn? We're a bit too far back, so we're going to sit back, focus on the exit, and as we move onto this next lap, going down the inside of the Aston Martin, once again almost making contact, so we might just have to sit back for now after trying one last effort around the outside. But Stroll in that British Racing Green Aston Martin just seems a bit too strong for us now, so I think we'll just have to let him go on lap 4 here. Can we do something into turn 1? No, we can't, as we make our way through turns 1 and 2. Well, for a while now we've battled with cars like Hulkenberg, Bottas, many cars up ahead. A brilliant battle with Hulkenberg here on almost banging tyres on the side pod, locking up. And then again, later on lap 6, we had a massive incident with Norris. So that would cause us to pick up a 5-second penalty and pitting the next lap. And into the pits we go. We've got Lawson chasing us from behind, but we do have that 5-second penalty from that collision with Norris. So we will end up right behind the Racing Bulls car and serving that penalty now. But Mick Schumacher is also into the pit lane. We have not seen him much this race, but the only time we do see him is when we hold him up in that pit lane. But now look at this, the undercut is working well to our favour, up to P12 right now. That is very good stuff for us, and with 5 laps to go, could this be a potential points finish if some other cars decide to make some pit stops? And the safety car has been called. A bit of a tank slapper there. Alonso just driving up right behind us there, very close. But we've been given news that this safety car turned to a virtual safety car and will come in just a few corners. So with just 3 laps to go now, we have all the battery in the world, the tyres to do it. Can we hold on to P8 now to finish in the points on Lamborghini's debut race? And no, we've spun it here, lap 13 onto the gravel. Can we hold on to it? No, we've hit the wall once more, and that is disappointment for us. Can we hold on to it? Out of the final corner we go, but the exit is absolutely horrible. Hulkenberg grabs P8 from us. Hadjar fighting us for the final 2 points positions. We're going to hold on to this like our life depends on it. Into turn 1, we lock up, go wide, and now we're sliding across the track. Into the wall we go, and everyone passes us, and the points go waving by. Down to P13 we go, and on to the final lap here. Norris chasing us down in that McLaren. Of course, me and him had a bit of a incident earlier in the race, so we closed the door on the Brit, the world champion, the reigning world champion, and into the chicane we go, and we locked up again, and we're out of the Grand Prix. Disappointment for Lamborghini on their first race. It's a terrible outing for that bright green and black car, but Hamilton has won the Australian Grand Prix, meaning that he will lead the championship for the first time since 2021. Schumacher has had a very depressing race. Started basically last, ended up last on track, P20 of 24, but the rest of the cars behind him all crashed, so not a good race for Lamborghini. So in the end, it's a terrible result for Lamborghini in their first race in Formula 1. So it seems we're going to have to do some serious upgrading, and maybe, just maybe, we could go for some points over at round 2, where there's a sprint weekend as well. So there is double the chance, double the opportunity for us to pick up the first points for the green team here.